All right, everybody, welcome to the Santa Barbara Triathlon pre-race talk. Coach Jim here, one of your race announcers. I am privileged and honored to be here with our very own race director, Elizabeth Rodriguez. Elizabeth, thank you for putting this together. Thank you for, doing all the dirty work so all these athletes can have such a good time on race day. We're going to give a lot of great info throughout the course of this call. So if you want to take notes, we're also going to post it after the fact. So if you miss something, we can always go back and check it out. And actually, a majority of the athletes follow this and watch this multiple times before race day, so they have all their T's crossed and their lowercase J's dotted. So exciting times. Elizabeth, where are we going to start? Are we ready to get this going?
Yeah, let me share my screen if I can figure that one out.
All right, so if you
Okay.
guys have questions during this, just write it into the chat. I can come up with those questions, but ask the questions as they pop up. If you're watching this on YouTube after the fact, ask the questions in the comments on YouTube. We'll get back to you guys right away. But don't hesitate. Anything on your mind as we're going through these slides, write it in the comments and we will get to it. And I might even put you on the spot and unmute you, but no, don't worry about it. I will ask the questions as they come up. So write them in the chat and we will address everything. Like I said, get into the YouTube comments, write those, and we'll reply to them right away because we want you going to race day feeling good, prepared, ready to have as much fun as you can have. So, Elizabeth, without further ado, let's take it. Let's kick this thing off.
Thanks, Tim. Most important thing, event day, Saturday, August 23. We are on one day. I'm still saying it year over year, there are still people who think we're on 2 days and want to know what time they should be at the beach on Sunday. So we are on one day, Saturday, August 23. Today, I am, as you know, joined by Jim Levinsky, head coach for Terra 26 Triathlon. And also Jim has been one of our announcers at the event going into 5th year. We also are joined by Reg Watley, who is from USA Triathlon. Reg and I met 8 lifetimes ago. Reg has been an official for USA Triathlon and for the International Triathlon. Are they World Triathlon now, or they're no longer ITU? World Triathlon. Reg has also been really involved in the detail of synchronizing the rules between USA Triathlon and the international rules. So there have been in the last few years, as many of you who race regularly may have noticed, there have been some changes in the rules. And the derivation of that is to harmonize the US rules with the rest of the world. And Reg came up a couple of weeks ago. Reg is in San Diego, and Reg drove the bike course, which was fabulous. So he could see kind of the hot spots of the course, which we're going to go into more detail. But he is a wealth of information given his history in the sport. And throughout the presentation, where he sees fit, where he thinks it's necessary, he may just jump in and share some information on the official's perspective on what we have going on here. As Jim already mentioned, just drop questions into the chat and he will let us know. And again, if you're watching on the replay, then you can post them below the YouTube and we will be alerted when questions are dropped in and we'll respond as soon as we can. Okay, as we've already mentioned, August 23, Saturday, one day. Really, please don't email me and ask me what time you should be at the beach on Sunday. We have a wealth of information on our website, santabarbaratriathlon.com. The tentative schedule for event weekend is also posted on the website. There's going to be little tweaks to it, but for the most part, it's pretty locked, and it is very familiar if you've been coming back for the last few years. There really isn't anything noticeable. The 2025 edition of the event will mirror the 2024 edition with respect to the categories and the events. So we have our SB 45, SB 25, and our SB 10. Within 45, we have elites, individuals, relays, and aquabike. The 25, we now have an elite category. We have individuals and relays. And the SB 10, we have our co-ed category, we have our women's only category, and we have our parent-child division. We will also have beach festival events. The beach festival is coming back again, and sort of the anchor events there are 5K beach run and our 1 mile swim. We are really excited this year to be partnering with the Santa Barbara Running Association, and our 5K is part of their Grand Prix series. So we expect about 1,000 athletes will be participating over the course of the day. So there's a lot of moving pieces. So the more that you can familiarize yourself with what's going on before event day, the more successful you're going to be. I'm just going to highlight some things from the schedule. Packet pickup opens on Friday, August 22 at noon. At 5 o'clock, Jim will be doing a live course talk with Q&A. There'll be any last minute announcements, anything that may have come up between now and then. All of our athletes will be invited to ask their questions. Reg will also be at that talk. So if anyone has any questions with respect to USA Triathlon and the rules, Reg will be there to speak to you directly. Reg is on mute. I can see him talking, but he's on mute. I think he's just signaling to let me know that he's going to be there too. At 6 o'clock on Friday night, packet pickup closes. So that we can all go home and get a good night's sleep. Saturday, event day, 5 a.m., packet pickup opens and the transition area opens. We recognize that on a Saturday event, if you're coming from out of town, it may be difficult to get here by 6 o'clock on Friday night. So we do make packet pickup available to our athletes on Saturday morning. We strongly encourage you to come on Friday, and you can ask somebody to pick up your packet. As long as you have already signed your waivers online when you registered, meaning you registered yourself, you've signed all of your waivers, someone can pick up your packet. If somebody else signed you up and you haven't signed all of your waivers, that person, any friend, will not be able to get your packet. You will have to come get it yourself, because you'll sign those waivers on the screen when you pick up your packet. So 5 a.m. packet pickup, expect a line. Be patient, be kind. We will have volunteers there. They will have been there from between 4 and 4:30 in the morning, and they will do their very best to move you through the line quickly. At 6:30, we'll have some announcements. At 6:45, packet pickup will close. So be there, packet in hand by 6:45. You have an hour, 45 minutes. That's plenty of time to get down there, get parked, get your packet. And by 7 a.m., your bike must be on the rack in transition. You don't have to be ready. You don't have to be in your wetsuit. Your bike must be on the rack in transition, because transition entry will be closed from that point forward. No bikes will be allowed to roll into transition after 7 a.m. Again, this is going back to how many categories and how many events we have going on, and the way that the bikes are racked in the transition area. It's just not safe to let people roll their bikes in once we get started. At 7 a.m., our triathlon events will start. We will start on time. We'll start with our elite heat. There's about 5 or 6 of them, and they will go off the beach at once. They will be the only group to go off at once, other than the SP25 elite group. At 7:01, we will start our time trial. This is our 3rd year on a time trial start for the swim. It has gone so well. The feedback that we have gotten from the athletes, the timers, and the lifeguards have been extraordinary. So we will continue to do a time trial start. SP45 goes first. Our individual and relay athletes can start. We are going 2 athletes at a time, 5 seconds apart. Behind our full SP45 triathletes will be our aquabike athletes. At 7:30, there'll be a short break between SP45 and SP25. SP45 will be off the beach in about 12 to 15 minutes. And then the lifeguards will kind of reposition. They'll reposition some of the buoys so that SP25 can start. Same as with SP45, we have a handful of elites. They will go off the beach first, and then we'll start our time trial. It will be the It will be the individuals and it will be the relays. They
So
can go
you're wearing a timing chip on your ankle that you get in your packet, and there's a timing chip on the beach at the start. So as soon as you cross that line, that's when your race starts. So we're not doing wave starts. You don't get a certain cap and have to go at a certain time. You guys just all line up in a corral. You go off. What did you say? Four at a time? What are we doing? Four or three at a time?
We're going 2 at a time, 5 seconds apart. Let's just get through the schedule and then we'll get, when we
Just,
hit
I
the
know that
time
this is going to be
section, you'll
asked
see
that.
some
So
more.
the timing
Yep,
mat is on the beach, guys. So I know
yes,
that's on your mind.
yes. Thank you, Jim. And your time when you go across that timing mat. At 10, the beach festival events will start. We'll start with the 5K. The 1 mile swim will be 45 minutes later. At 12:30, we're going to have the award ceremony. But that's going to change a little bit. I heard the feedback from all of our athletes last year, all of our short course athletes that didn't want to wait around for 3-4 hours because their events are finished at 8:30, 9 o'clock. And it is asking a lot to ask y'all to wait around. So there is, let's put a pin in the award ceremony, and in a few slides, you'll see what we're going to do to help accommodate some of the comments that we got from last year's event. At 1:30, the last official finisher will come across the line. You must be in by 1:30 to be an official finisher. And at 2 o'clock, all bikes must be removed from transition because we have to start the breakdown. We have to turn the beach back over to the city by 6 o'clock. It takes us 2.5 days to build, and we only have about 4 hours to break it down. So your bikes must be removed from the transition area by 2 o'clock. On Friday, if you live here, if you're in town, go get your packet. Take your time. Walk around the venue, especially if you've never done this event before. The venue will look very similar to last year. Pick up your packet, walk around, get familiar. Go and look at where the swim start is going to be. Go and look at where the swim exit and the access point to T1, the swim to bike transition is going to be. Go and walk across the parking lot up to Cabrillo and look at where you're going to have to walk your bike to the bike mount dismount line. Go all the way to the west side of the parking lot. That's the side of the parking lot that buttresses the park toward the pier. That's run exit. So be familiar with all of these areas so that the first time you're seeing how you navigate the transition area is not on race morning. There's enough nervous energy. And I always say time has its own continuum on race morning, and it moves lickety split. So to the extent that you can be prepared on Friday and have already seen the venue and understand the transitions, you're going to have a really successful day come Saturday.
Hey, Elizabeth, real quick. Tom asked, why does the aquabike start last? It wasn't that way last year, and the results in going through the traffic jam of slower swimmers. This occurred at Long Beach Legacy Race. I don't think it said that. I think we just need to clarify that the aquabike
You
doesn't
know,
necessarily go
you know
last.
what? And I think we started the setup that way last year. And I think Tom asked the same question, whether it was on Facebook or on YouTube. And I recall now saying, you know what, Tom, you're right. Our faster aquabike swimmers should not have to wait behind. And we did say age groupers, relays, and aquabike athletes can seed themselves without a specific delineation for aquabike going after our 3 disciplined triathletes. So yes, Tom.
Yeah, it was in the parentheses there, but it didn't mean aquabike was going last. It meant all those athletes are
Oh,
going at the
okay.
same time.
Yeah,
Yes.
I appreciate
No,
you
no,
guys
no.
clarifying.
Yeah, and the way that I stated it, Tom, I understand why you would have asked that question.
Yeah,
So,
okay.
you got it.
Tom, I'm gonna make sure you're the first one in the water of everybody. So just get ready. I'm calling you
Well,
up.
wait a minute.
I'm saying,
I'm
Tom,
not
where's
a,
Tom? Where's Tom? You're getting up here at the front. You're the
I'm not
first
a
one, buddy.
110er, okay? I'm more like
But you know what? Thank you,
130.
Tom, because that's going to be important too. When and we'll get to that when we talk to when we talk about the swim. There will be
Yeah.
signs so that you can seed yourselves. based on your projected finish time. Let's just talk about what's in your packet that you're going to pick up. You're going to have a wristband with your race number on it. That will be put on you when you pick up your packet. It's really important that you put that wristband on and that you don't lose it, because that is your ticket in and out of transition. It's your ticket to get into transition. If you get there at 5:30 and you put your bike on the rack and then you leave transition and you try and get back in, if you don't have your wristband on, you can't get back in. It is also how we are going to make sure that when you leave, that your bike is your bike. Your race number will be on your wristband and it will correspond to your bike. By the time you take your bike out, you anticipate if you've body marked, it's washed off. Maybe you've changed your clothes and your race bib is somewhere else. So your wristband needs to stay on until you get your bike out of transition. Your timing chip will also be in the packet. You will be getting a silicone cap at the expo. The silicone caps will be in the tent with the t-shirts, and the cap colors will be coded by event. So SB45 will be wearing one color, SB25 a different, SB10 a different. So that is for the organization on the beach, so that we know that you are starting in the correct event. And it also will help the lifeguards to understand who is still in the water and what event they're participating in. We have already talked about being able to pick up a packet for somebody else. Okay, now we're on event day. Do we have any questions about packet pickup?
What
Jim?
about, I had never heard of this. Do we have a long hair cap? Is there a long hair cap that you provide?
No.
No, if you need help putting your hair in a cap, I will give you a hand, Darlene. So thanks.
Or Reg will bring scissors. Darlene, I don't know how long your hair is, but they're silicone caps. And I have long hair. I've never heard anyone complain about that. If you have really long hair or really thick hair, then I would recommend you can wear whatever cap you would normally wear, and then put our cap over it, so that our cap
Just
is
make sure that it fits properly over your personal one. Make sure the race cap fits over properly, please.
Yep.
Okay, that was a good question, and that was a new one. Thanks, Jim.
How about, can we swim the short course on Friday?
The buoys will not be out. You can get in the water, but the buoys will not be out until Saturday morning.
You can swim out, make a right, make another right. Yeah, you can do it. But yeah, buoys aren't out there. But yeah, the beach is wide open. Go do your swim and get warmed up.
In fact, if you are not from Santa Barbara, if you're from Santa Barbara, you have an unbelievable amount of opportunities to get into the water, especially at East Beach. Every Thursday night, you should be down at Reef and Run practicing your open water. But if you are from out of town and you're not used to East Beach, then go, by all means, put your wetsuit on Friday and get in the water. I do highly recommend that. Okay, event day. Get there early. If you live nearby, or if you're staying in a hotel nearby, just ride your bike down. Parking is tight. The transition area is in the parking lot for each East Beach. So there is no parking lot. If you're not from town, if you're not from Santa Barbara, please understand you are parking on the street. Parking is tight. The sooner you get there, the less stress that you will put yourself through in wandering around and looking for parking. But again, to our local athletes, to the extent that you can, just ride on down. Pat, we talked about packet pickup being available from 6 to 6:45. Be prepared. If you're gonna be prepared, if you arrive late for long lines. There are going to be 2 entries to transition, as we've done in the past. So at the parking lot, at the exit of the parking lot at Corona Del Mar and Cabrillo, we will open that back exit. If you don't have to go get your packet, it's best that you enter from the entrance of the parking lot at Corona Del Mar, because the entrance close to the pavilion is a narrow funnel to get in there, and it will bottleneck. So plan accordingly. Triathletes and duathletes only in transition. Beach festival athletes are not permitted in transition. Family members are not permitted in transition. There is just too much going on in there, and we cannot have all of the spectators in transition as well. We've talked about your wristbands. When you come in the morning, we do not have body markers, or meaning people to mark you, but there will be Sharpies hanging from the ends of the racks. Put your bike on the rack and then go body mark yourself, body mark each other, get to know your neighbor, help each other out. So I heard this one story. I thought this was, something that people just knew, but I guess they don't, because the cable guy was over last week and he's participated in this event. And he told me last year he got there early and he put his bike on the rack, right on the end of the rack. And he went off to the bathroom and to do, go out to the beach, take a look at everything. And when he came back in to get his wetsuit, someone had moved his bike over and put themselves at the end of the rack. Do not touch anybody else's bike or gear. Do not move them unless they are standing right there and you have their permission. Rack space is first come, first serve. I don't know what else to say about it. Despite the fact that we enter the swim in a time trial and you'll be seating yourselves, you will rack by age group. All the SB45 people will be together, 25 together, 10 together. But there will be age group delineations on the ends of the racks, just so we have a way of giving everybody a place to put their bike. If you weren't in town on Friday, if you didn't pick up, make sure you locate the swim in entrance to transition, the bike out, and the run out. And then get down to the swim start. We are an event that not only allows, but absolutely encourages our athletes to get in the water before the event. You shouldn't be running off the beach at full throttle at the start of the race and entering the water without having been in beforehand. It'll give you an idea of temperature. If the water's cold that morning, you'll get that ice cream headache over with. You'll get nice and warm. You'll acclimate to, you'll find out if there's any current. You'll acclimate to the temperature. Get in the water. Here's what we ask. If you are standing on the beach looking at the ocean, please warm up to the left or east of the start line. Last year, as people came out of the transition area, they ran right into the water for their warm-up, and you're running right into the course. So just make sure you walk down the beach to the start area, go on the other side of the start area, on the east side of the start area, and you've got all the water you need to get warmed up.
All right. So what's body marking mean?
Wait, let's put a pin in that for a minute because I've got a slide coming up.
Oh, you do. Look at you're prepared. So prepared. I love it.
Here's
Is all the street parking free or paid?
Most of the street parking is going to be free. Most of the neighborhood parking is free. I believe there are meters on Cabrillo west of the pavilion. You cannot park by the volleyball courts. That's part of our bike course. That part of Cabrillo is closed. So don't plan on parking near the volleyball courts. You'll be parking west of the venue, so toward the pier or across the street in the neighborhood where some of the hotels are, I guess there's some construction back there. There used to be a big lot back there too, and that's under construction. So if you were counting on that one's not there either.
All
So
right,
here,
find a spot. Just might have to drive around for a minute, but there will be spots. So
yeah, and again, early bird gets the worm and the parking place.
All right,
If you have a companion that can drive you down and drop you off close to the venue, you can be dropped off right in front of Cabrillo where there's a little cutout. You can be dropped off there, and then your companion can go and find parking and walk back to the venue if that helps alleviate some of the stress.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, here is a map of transition. Transition will look exactly as it did last year. So you can see where the swim in comes in off the beach, bike in and out, that's Cabrillo Boulevard up there. The finish line is on the east side of the parking lot, run out and run in on the west side of the parking lot. And you will see right near the run out, there will be red flags saying run out. Right near the run out, there will be a tent. And that will be, again, just like last year, the USA Triathlon penalty tent. And Reg is going to have a few comments about that when we start talking about the bike section. Here is your body marking. So there will be Sharpies for you to put your race number on your body. You can put it on your arms, you can put it on your leg, you can put your age on your calf. This is helpful for the referees. If you run out of time, do not stress. Get to the start on time, help each other out, mark each other. But this is helpful for lifeguards. It's helpful for the USAT officials, as I mentioned. It is helpful if people are taking photos out there. So again, event will start on time. So please make sure that you mark yourself. So hopefully, Jim, that answered whoever put that question in the chat.
If I may, if you have a 3 in your race number, have somebody do it for you. A 3 shows up as an E or a backward something, so just be aware.
All the insider tips, Reg is giving these insider tips. It goes on your skin under your wetsuit, guys. You're not writing on your kit. You're not writing on your wetsuit. It's just on your skin. It helps the you want to frame all the photos, and if a photographer misses a photo because you didn't mark yourself, how are you going to give that to your family for Christmas? Right?
There's multiple reasons for that. Multiple reasons for it.
Well, I mean, the main reason is for the photos, right? And, you know,
the photo. That's right.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
So the markers are on the end. Try and have somebody do for you. You put your number on your arms, put your age on your calf. Forget about it. But it's not the end of the world if you're swimming halfway through. I forgot. You don't turn around. You go back and mark yourself. Just keep going.
Well, and true story. When Jim was younger and spry, unlike now, this is how Jim met his wife.
That's right.
Instead of marking each other, marking your neighbor, Jim went over to the women's racks and found a cute girl and asked if he could mark her. And instead of race number, he marked his phone number.
Exactly. Hand to God. Hand to God.
I don't think she ever got those pictures back, but fast forward.
No, but now I have 2 kids.
Maybe we should move on.
There you go. Keep it light.
Let's little bit of detail on the swim. We are going to start by event. We've already covered this. So SB 45, the elites will start first. They're going to do a mass start off the beach. They get a minute head start. And then all of the SB 45 athletes, whether you are doing the full triathlon, whether you are a relay, or whether you are an aqua bike, the group as a whole will seed themselves based on your projected finish time. We will have signs in the funnel, in the start corral, to help you seed yourselves based on your projected finish time. Jim will be down at the start. Jerry Rodriguez will be down at the start. There will be plenty of people there to help you along to make sure that you are in the right place. We anticipate the start will take about 15 minutes to get everybody off the beach. We'll have a short break before the SB 25 comes up. It'll be the same thing. The elites will have a mass start. There's about 5 or 6 of them. They'll get a minute head start, and then all of our SB 25 triathletes and relay members, you will seed yourselves based on projected finish time. Excuse me. Next up is the duathlon. The duathlon doesn't swim. The duathlon is a run, bike, run, but the duathlon crosses the start line. So the duathletes will leave in one group. You will cross the start line and you will turn right and you will run a half a mile down the beach toward the pier, and then you will come back. Last year, I heard your feedback from last year on the placement of the turn. The turn this year, we went out and we got big red flags for the duathlon turn. So you will be running toward the big red flags. They will be on spikes in the sand down by the water. Our turn was up too high on the berm and people couldn't find the turn. And I don't ever want that to happen again. So we have big, big flags. They're probably going to be 6 feet up in the air. Big red flags that say SB10 duathlon turn. Half a mile down the beach, then you will turn around and come back, and you will run into where the swimmers run into the parking lot. So you will then pick up the swim into transition, hop on your bikes, and you know what to do from there. After the duathlon, we only have a couple of minutes before we're going to start the SB10 events. So there's going to be all of our individual athletes. Our individual athletes, whether you are in the co-ed or you are in the women only, seed yourselves based on projected finish time. The parent-child event, though, you guys gotta hold back. You're going to go in after our individual athletes. And the biggest reason for that is because the parent-child event is not scored for awards purposes, for USAT purposes. So we want to let all of our competitors that are being scored for awards and placement, we want to let them all go off the beach first. I know some of our parent-child teams are amazing athletes, and you're just going to be gunning to get started, but we're going to hold you back. You just move up to the front of the parent-child heat, and we'll let you go off the beach first. But parent-child, please listen to the people around the corrals, the volunteers. If they ask you to step back and let the individual athletes go first, please just let that happen. It will make everything go very smoothly. We've already talked about our progression. We're 2 swimmers every 5 seconds. Our swim maps, they're coming up in this presentation, so you can go back and watch it on YouTube. They're also on our website. But know the course, know the buoy configuration. The reason that this is important is because if you are familiar with Santa Barbara, you know the fog can roll in. And when the fog rolls in, it's hard to see. In our first year, 5 years ago, producing the event, we stood on the beach, and about 10 minutes before the event started, the fog rolled in, and it was hard to see the buoys. So if you're familiar with the buoy configuration, you're going to be just fine. Sorry. That's yeah, that's the dog.
Oh, I was looking around. I was looking around for who's unmuted. I was picking that out. I didn't realize Kenzie was.
She's right here next to me. My husband is out of town, and so this is just the way we roll post-pandemic,
Okay,
right?
so Emma asked, does the duathlon start at the same time as those who are swimming? The duathlon starts at 8:15. I'll make a ton of announcements, but no, it's not starting at the same time. We'll get you guys lined up as the duathletes at 8:15 will be the set off, and you'll all leave together. So it's not, you don't go in the corral with all the swimmers. You wait until the duathlon starts. I'll announce it 5 minutes beforehand. Duathletes line up, and then we'll send you off at 8:15 all at once.
Yeah. The duathlon, so the SB25 will go, and then there will be a short break again for the lifeguards. There'll be a short break, and then the duathlon is actually the first group of the SB10. So you guys will all line up first, and our SB10 triathletes will be behind you.
Yeah, so thanks for that, asking that, Emma.
There's a schematic for this. The schematic being is the least amount of clusters of bicycles on the bike course. That's really all what it is, right? Once you see the bike, if you've not been on it before, it's a masterpiece of scheduling, honestly.
Well, that's why Elizabeth is a master class in scheduling. But Rebecca asked, how should we calculate our swim pace? Is it by 100 yards?
Yes.
Yes.
So it is, yes, your swim pace, we are yards. When you see the signs in the corral, they will not be by pace per 100. They will be by projected finish time. So if you think you're going to swim the mile in 15 minutes or faster, then you'll be up front. Or 16 to 20 minutes. That's how the signs work. So you should know what your finish times are. And if you need your pace per 100 to back into that, then that's what you'll do. Anything else, Jim?
Question on the photos, but I said you'll get an email the week after the race with the photo link. So not the most important thing. But yeah, you guys, for photos, you'll see all the photographers on course. After the race, you'll get a link with those photos. You can put your name and your number in. You'll see all those beautiful photos of your pearly whites to give to all your family and friends. So total
And to give
swim
to
time.
Jim,
Thank you.
or Jim, will you be giving photos of yourself to
Well,
all of the
that's always included in every package.
excellent.
And body marking on full wetsuits. Joyce asked. Joyce, no, you can body mark on your skin under the wetsuit. We don't body mark on top of the wetsuit. So it goes on on your skin, and then you put your wetsuit on. We don't worry about body marking when you're in the swim. So we have your cap to make sure you're part of the race. You take your wetsuit off, and that's where we see the body marking. So don't worry about us seeing your number when you're in the water.
Okay, one last point that I want to bring up on this slide. While you are swimming, if there's any discomfort, if you're nervous, you have nervous energy at the beginning of a swim, it's perfectly normal. So take a deep breath. There are lifeguards on paddle boards all along the course. You are permitted to stop and hold on to one of those paddle boards and catch your breath, as long as when you hold on to that paddle board, you don't ask the lifeguard to start paddling and move you along. But you are allowed to take a break and hold on. We have a lot of athletes at this event. They are competitive. They're gonna go. God bless. Have a wonderful event. Do the best that you possibly can. We have a lot of athletes at this event that this is their first time. So this may be their first time doing an open water swim, and you may be a little nervous. So we want to make sure that you have a good experience, that you enjoy the experience, and most of all, that you get out of the water at the end of the course safely. Reg, do you have anything that you want to add to the swim with respect to USAT?
You know what? That is, excuse me, that is absolutely correct. Spot on, Elizabeth. This is your race. Each individual one of you, it's your race. The worst thing that you can do is think about it. Don't, honestly. Have a great time, whether your competency is top or first time. Just enjoy yourself. You'll be surprised what happens at the finish. As far as first timers, there are a lot of people who tend to overthink it. So in the water, again, as Elizabeth says, hang on or raise your hands. You've got a lot of paddle boarders out there. They'll come right up to you and take your time. Okay. Just water safety is imperative, that you stay safe in the water. Exit and you're on your own. Make sure that you don't dispose of your swim cap and your goggles until you're in your transition, right before you do anything with your wetsuit. Just drop it right there in your transition zone.
We have
Good to go.
an amazing group of lifeguards that
Yeah.
keep you safe out there. Tony Scholl, the head lifeguard for the city of Santa Barbara, will be up in the tower, and he will be monitoring the course. And there will be plenty of lifeguards out there, so it will be very safe. There will be someone to help you if you need it. But like Reg says, just go out there and enjoy yourself. Here are the buoy.
So Darlene asked, and you're going to go over this, but what's the distance from the beach start to the water?
I'm going to give the answer that Jim Lubinsky hates.
I hate it. I hate it.
You know what's coming, don't you?
Get off my call.
The answer is it depends. And it depends
No.
on what the tide is. So if the tide is up, and I will check the tide, if the
I
tide is,
send it to you.
it's
I
not
send you the tide chart, but
it's not very far to the water. Oh wait, Reg, do you already know?
send it to you. But let's hope that that swell that we're getting right now is not available on race day.
Yeah, so
It's a cruncher.
yeah, if you're hearing that there's a swell coming in, Santa Barbara is a south-facing beach, and
No, it's good. It's going to be a mid tide. It's coming down. Pretty much throughout the morning.
perfect.
We're good. But Mother Nature's Mother Nature, right?
Exactly. If there is a swell down in LA, it doesn't impact Santa Barbara the same way because we are a south-facing beach. Reg just mentioned that the tide will be dropping. So as the tide drops, there will be more beach between the start line and the water's edge. It's not very far.
All right, so Elizabeth, I just shared our last podcast, and there's a lot of good takeaways in there for when you get in the transition, what to look out for, how to warm up, how to look at what's going on with the water. So a little self-promotion there, but I'm getting a lot of good feedback from athletes who've listened to it, taken notes, and applied that to their racing since we've done it, and they've seen some good success. So if you guys want to copy that link, listen to that sometime on your own. And we have the YouTube version of it too on our Tower 26 channel. I can post that. But some good takeaways regarding exactly what Darlene asked and some of you guys are asking. So maybe tune into that sometimes over the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, and I think it's especially valuable if you are a newcomer to the sport. That means you're a newcomer probably to open water swimming. So we're just going to kind of fly through these maps. And really what I want you to notice here is just the different buoy configurations for the different distances. I want you to go to the website and look at the map for your distance so that you can understand your buoy configuration, how you're going to be going around the buoys, whether the buoys are going to be on your right or they're going to be on your left, and then your swim into the beach. Here's our SB10. On your way back, if it is a sunny morning, on the return, especially for our long course, because you're going to be swimming farther toward the pier and coming back, on your return, the sun is going to be coming up, and it's very possible you're going to be sighting right into the sun. So be prepared to use the shoreline as your mechanism to swim straight. If you can't see the buoys in the sun, be prepared to parallel the shoreline to come back as straight as possible. Okay, our swim to bike transition, often referred to as T1. Jim Levinsky's favorite quote, be quick but not hasty. What does that mean? It means move quickly and purposefully, but you do not need to be a bull in a china shop. You are not going to win the event based on how quickly you can get from the water's edge to your bike. There are a lot of athletes coming in and out. Maybe some of our swimmers who took a little bit longer may even be entering the transition as some of our short course finishers are coming in. And by finishers, I mean coming in off the run. So be aware there will be volunteers to kind of call out what's going on. So just be aware of all of your surroundings. You don't need to fly through transition area. You just need to move quickly and purposefully, but not foolishly. Once you get to your bike rack, take your wetsuit off at your bike rack. If you want to start pulling your wetsuit down as you're running up the beach, so it's down to your waist, that's great, but don't stop in the corral. Sorry. Don't stop in the corral and pull your wetsuit off in traffic. Get to your bike and get out of everybody's way. Pull your wetsuit down, hang your wetsuit up on the bike rack, put your wetsuit on the ground next to your bike, whatever you do. Then put your shoes, if you wear socks, put your socks. Get your helmet on. Once you put your helmet on, there is a strap right here or right here. Move it under your chin until you hear the click, because Reg might say something like, not clicking your chin strap is one of the most highly violated USA Triathlon rules. So for those of us new to the sport, get your helmet on, hear it click, then take your bike off the rack. You will head out to Cabrillo Boulevard. You'll get all the way up onto Cabrillo Boulevard, and then you can get on your bike. You'll see the sign that says bike mount, and then off you go. If you're on a relay, the timing chip gets handed off at the bike rack. So if you're the swimmer for the relay, you run all the way into transition. Your biker will be standing next to his or her bike with their helmet on, with their shoes on, with their chin strap clipped. If it's sunny, they'll have their sunglasses on. Swimmer, run right up to your cyclist, bend down, take your chip off your ankle and put it on your biker. That's your handoff, then your biker can leave. When your biker comes in, it's going to be the same thing. Your runner will be waiting at your spot on the bike rack, and you will do the same thing with the chip. Take the chip off the biker, put it on the runner. When it comes to the bike, you've got to know the course. The maps, we say this every year, it is the athlete's responsibility to know the course. We have a team that goes out Friday night starting at 7. They're out there until about 4 a.m. marking the course, putting signs up, chalking the course, putting signs to roads that come onto the course to alert drivers that an event is in progress. We do the best that we can to mark the course, but the bottom line is, Reg, the athlete is responsible for knowing the course. There is a new
That is
traffic.
correct.
What's that, Reg?
For the circle. I said
Yeah.
that is correct. There's no doubt about it. If you've never ridden it, strongly recommend it. Just saying.
So there is another new traffic pattern at Cabrillo and Channel, and we're going to go into detail. If you were with us last year, the Cabrillo and Channel roundabout was under construction. It is finished. The hardscape is in. It is beautiful. It's a little tricky for us to navigate in one area, and we have a map of that, and it's also on the website. So we're gonna get to that in more detail in an upcoming slide. As a cyclist, you must be aware this is an open course. The only section of road that's closed is the west side of Cabrillo, from the pavilion to the circle at Cabrillo and Channel. Once you leave that circle, the course is open, and what that means is drivers are out there. So you have to ride a little bit defensively. And you also have to obey local traffic laws. We have a number of CHP officers and we have a number of Santa Barbara police officers that will be in various intersections. It is absolutely impossible. It's cost prohibitive to get somebody in every single intersection over the course of 34 miles. We couldn't do, there's no way to do it. We don't have the resources, and the CHP doesn't have the resources. Everybody, those resources are stretched. So they will be out there. If the CHP waves you through an intersection, if they wave you through a red light, if they wave you through a stop sign, listen to the officer. But if you come upon an intersection and there's a stop sign or it's a red light and there's no officer to wave you through, you're obligated to follow the local traffic laws. Okay? This is for your safety because the cars are going somewhere. Everybody's in a rush, everybody's going somewhere, and they may not be aware that there's an event in progress. Again, if you had to stop at a red light or you had to stop at a stop sign for 60 seconds, I'd rather your finish time was 60 seconds slower and you got back to transition safely than we got a call that we got a problem out on the course. When you return, our SB 25 and our SB 45 athletes, when you return, when you come back through the circle at San Ysidro and you hit the corner at Eucalyptus, turning right onto South Jameson, as you're heading back, be aware that you are riding into the turn of the SB 10, and it's possible that you're going to be overtaking the parent-child event. You're overtaking other cyclists. They have the right of way. You pass them on the left safely. They will be riding side by side. They are allowed to do that. So take a deep breath, give them some space, pass them to the left, move by them safely, and you will be through that section before you know. When you return to transition, you're going to dismount the same place. You're going to get off your bike the same place you got on it, at Cabrillo, on Cabrillo, at the entrance to the parking lot. And then you are going to walk your bike into transition. Believe it or not, it has to be said, and it has to be said because I've gotten the question. No e-bikes of any kind. That's not going to happen.
That happens in the Tour de France. It doesn't happen here. All right. So do most people use wetsuits in the SB10? Rachel asked.
I think it's a great question, but it's a pretty even split. And the reason it's a pretty even split is because our field for the SB10 is it's almost equal seasoned athletes versus beginners. And our seasoned athletes, they just want to get in, swim that 500 yards and get out, and they want to get out on their bike. They don't want the extra minute or two to take off the wetsuit. And our beginners, they're more comfortable in a wetsuit. So it's really coming down to personal choice and your level of experience.
All right. So are there any rules on glasses or sunglasses that they are or are not permitted?
They are permitted.
Then
Unless,
they're, yes.
Reg, you're on.
In the swim? In the swim? No. No.
Oh, well,
Can we go back to T1?
I assumed that was for the bike.
Yeah, there's no
Oh, on the
rules
bike, yes, of
glasses or
course. I'm just
sunglasses.
messing with you. On T1, you did it perfectly. This is a mantra, if you would please. By the way, our officials are in the educational mode. Please, if you got a question, ask. We're all about making sure you know everything that you need to know. We want your race to be fun. Once a swim in, okay, as I shared, goggles and swim cap, helmet on, chin strap engaged before you touch your bike. Just get into that rhythm, please. Same thing, T2, rack your bike, then chin strap and helmet. Once you practice that and it's automatic, I'm a happy camper. All right, sorry.
All right. What's the
That's
policy on
okay.
headphones, Elizabeth?
We want Reg.
What's the policy on headphones?
Headphones? I'm sorry, I never heard that.
What's
No, verboten. There's a real good reason for it.
no headphones?
You are distracted. None, honestly. And if we see it, we're going to ask you once. That's called warning. If you don't change it, amend. And then the next one is DSQ because DQ is Dairy Queen. So DSQ, and we're really kind and educational about it, but we're also abiding by the rules. It's not safe for you or anybody else around you.
Yeah, whether you're biking, even on the run, on the run, you're on a bike path, you got to be aware of your surroundings. So no headphones.
Absolutely. It's an open course.
Yes, there are cars on the course.
That's it.
Hear them. So
okay, so we see the Tour de France, we see one ear stuffed, okay? There's a reason. Don't mimic that. The Tour de France, they have a one-way comm with their coach back in the car, right? It's a closed course. But those guys get paid to do what they do. Don't mimic that, please. You're liable for a DSQ.
okay.
All right. Are
by the
TT
way,
bikes allowed? Are TT bikes allowed or only road bikes?
Either.
Yep, it's draft illegal, so have at it. We will do bike checks and transition on a skittish basis, okay?
Are there any banned running shoes?
Banned running shoes? I believe that list is on the rules, in the competition rules.
Yeah.
No jets.
Just check. If you're worried about it, Google your shoe and see if it's legal or illegal.
Oh, and you know what now? Elizabeth mentioned something real early in the presentation. It's a have and have not. Yes, the issue is this parking is really difficult. So, yep, most of you are going to have a chance to ride your gear to the transition. Ultimately, it's really nice. I personally like what you're going to use for the race in your transition area only. No beach chairs, no, refrigerators and all that good stuff. So try to minimize if you can. It's going to be a very crowded transition to begin with. And sooner or later, somebody has something that you used to bring, right?
Okay.
And also, yeah, no mylar balloons because they won't be there when you come in for T1.
Yeah, no balloons. Okay, but Elizabeth, we'll go next.
Yeah, let's so I want to talk a little bit about some hot spots on the bike course before we leave the bike course. And
yes, please, because
and a
you and I will chat on that one.
Couple of lessons that we learned from 2024. You are, as we're just gonna beat the drum here. You are sharing the roads with traffic. Something happened around 2020, 2021. Everybody found Santa Barbara. There are a lot more cars on the road, and with the expansion of the 101, there are a lot more cars on the road. So you need to ride a little bit defensively. I understand many of you are racing and you want to go, go, go. But you also need to be aware that car versus bike, car will always win. So again, we really want you to make it back to the transition area safely, even if you're a couple minutes off of your PR, or you didn't quite catch the person ahead of you, catch them on the run, but get back safely. Look at the roundabout. Another area where you really need to be aware is the bottom of Greenwell. So as you descend from Ortega and you get to the bottom of Greenwell, you are going to be moving if you let yourself, and you're going to make a hard right. It's a dog leg right at the bottom of that hill. Watch your speed and watch if there are any other cyclists around you. You're not the only one out there. If a car by chance is also on the road, we just want to make sure nobody skids out, nobody's going hard on the brakes because they didn't anticipate that there was a cyclist right around the corner and they didn't see him. As you continue on Greenwell, you're going to make that left on Lily. You're down in Summerlin now. Check these spots on the map. If you go to the website, you'll see the Map My Ride, where you will see the detail of the course. You're making a left against kind of a blind turn because there's a hillside. There will be an officer and a volunteer there. They will be waving you through and they will be stopping traffic for you. As you continue on to Calais Real, traffic goes down to one lane. They're doing some construction down there and they've got a K-rail. You are going in the direction that traffic is going. They do not stop traffic and allow the oncoming traffic. They're not splitting the lane. They're only allowing the traffic in the direction that you're going in, which is good. But be aware there are K-rails and drivers get nervous driving right next to K-rails. So it may, the amount of space that you have to ride may be a little bit limited. So again, it's about being aware of your surroundings, which this comes back to the headphone question. Absolutely not. There's no way. Your sense of hearing is so important to your overall sense of awareness. It augments your sense of sight. You need to be hearing a car coming over your left shoulder. And if you have headphones in, you just can't. In 2024, there was an accident last year. There was an accident on the northbound 101 in Summerlin. The accident was about 7 o'clock in the morning, and it completely shut the freeway down. So traffic was diverted onto our bike course. It was some rough riding because there were an exorbitant amount of cars on our bike course down around Toro Canyon, up on East Valley, as drivers turned on Waze and tried to figure out an alternative way around the freeway shutdown. There was nothing that we could have done about that. We have asked our stakeholders to alert us if anything happens. We've asked Caltrans and CHP to alert the race director if something happens on the freeway, so that we can warn the athletes that this could be coming. This really loaded up East Valley, where you make the left turn to come back down Sheffield. There's an officer there to stop traffic so you can make the left, but the traffic was backed up all the way to Toro Canyon. We had a couple of athletes who let their frustration get the better of them and chose to ride down the center line. And a couple of them it didn't end well for them. So be smart, be safe, do the best that you possibly can in the event. If you're a competitive athlete, we know you want to go for it, but be prepared to adjust your expectation to the circumstances that are around you. Use caution and obey any of our officers on course. And please listen to volunteers as well, because they may have gotten some kind of update from the venue to give you information should any kind of accident on the freeway happen again. We just really want you to be prepared.
Okay, if I may, couple of things. We will look for, there are only a couple of places where this can happen anyways. There is a draft zone this is a non-drafting event. Okay, 6 bike lengths, that sort of thing. It's very small, but the competent cyclists, please call your passes. Let people know. You can tell who is not as fast as you. Call your shots, call your passes. Make yourself aware to all those people in front of you, behind you, whatever. This is a very technical course. Some of you who are not very competent on the bicycle, it is okay to walk up the hill with your bicycle. I would
Reg,
be more than happy.
Reg, before you go on, that is something that I forgot to mention. Last year we had some, we believe SB 25 athletes based on the timing,
Yeah,
who were a little surprised by Toro Canyon and the
yes,
severity of how steep that road is, and they needed to get off their bikes and walk them up that hill. That in and of itself is not a problem. But if you are going to walk your bike, especially on Toro Canyon, there is very limited space on the side of the road. You need to get
yeah,
off the road. You need to walk your bike,
yeah,
put your wheels on the dirt, and let those
yep.
the cyclists that are coming through get past you.
And what's that one downhill, Elizabeth? That the apex is not what it needs to be. It looks really confident, but it's not. That one left turn down, is that Greenwell? There's one radical left downhill. Guys, just be easy on that one downhill. And then it's called Division 11 Motor Vehicle Code, California State DMV. If the cop says stop, the cop means stop. Okay. Please learn that whatever the California DMV rulebook says, it's enforceable.
Okay.
And
So
then
yeah, Reg, we're
go
running a
for it.
little long, so I just want
Go
to
for
get
it.
to I want to get to Cabrillo and Channel. I'm really sorry about the dog, you guys. So the construction is complete. If you have been at this event before, we are back on the frontage road. So as you're coming down Cabrillo, as you're traveling down Cabrillo toward the circle, there is a frontage road by the back gate of the cemetery. So that is the outbound. That is the outbound portion of the course. Again, it was in the past. Last year it was under construction, and we now have that back. However, it turns into a bike path. So coming off of Cabrillo, it will be roadway. There will be cones lining it to get you safely to the bike path, because if your head is down, if you're on your aero bars and your head is down, you are going to come upon the narrow entryway to the bike path quickly. So there will be cones to guide you through. Once you get on that bike path, from the time you get on the bike path to making the right at the end of the bike path at Channel Drive until you drop down onto Channel Drive. So entry to bike path, exit of bike path, and back onto the roadway, that is a no pass zone. It's a no pass zone because it's a narrow bike path, and it's a no pass zone because you are going to make a 90-degree turn. Right once you get to Channel, you're going to make a 90-degree turn to get onto the roadway. It's a sharp turn. Use caution. Reg will be stationed in this area, in this no pass area. He will be taking video of athletes who attempt to pass. This is a really short distance. This is not going to have any consequence on your race at all.
It was about a mile into the bike, right?
What's that?
Like 1 mile into the bike ride.
Yes,
Right at the
exactly.
start and right at the
Yeah,
finish.
you
It
can't
is-
win it there. You can definitely lose it there.
It is the only time you're going to see something like this. And then on the way back, as you're coming back down Channel, there will be cones and there'll be volunteers to move you back. Notice the way you're coming back through the circle. That section, that quadrant of the circle, will be closed to traffic. So you are actually entering the circle the wrong way. And then you are coming back on Cabrillo on the west side. So you are headed back on the left side of the road. That is the side of the road that's closed. So please, this map is up on our website. Please look at this map. Please study it. Please understand it. Please go down to the circle. If you live in Santa Barbara, you have probably ridden through this again. If you're coming into town on Friday, please go out to the circle and take a look so you can see the point at which the roadway on the frontage road narrows quickly and becomes a bike path, so you can navigate that safely. Reg, here you go.
I don't wear black and white. I don't work at Foot Locker. Honestly, when I was down there, it is a no-brainer. Do me a favor, folks. You go see the not so nice part of me. You will be disqualified. Having said that, if for some odd reason you didn't hear me call your number out in the grace of all kinds of things, we have a whiteboard at the penalty tent as you're running out to wherever the distance you are. And on the way back into finish chute, check. If your number is on there, you are more than welcome to serve your penalty. That is your choice. Having said that, if you don't, it's also DSQ. But if you see and you know that you got a disqualification, you may continue your race and read the rule book as to what happens. That was a choice, okay? Honestly, folks, you can't do anything correct on that little, it's a small, what is it, 200, not even 200 meters.
Yeah, it's a very short section, but because of that very sharp right-handed turn,
Yeah.
it could be dangerous. Okay, we're going to try and move this along because we've taken up more time than I thought, but it's such important information. It's so important that everyone is aware of the bike course and everything that's going on the bike course and the overlapping of the events, so we know where those hot spots are. But we are going to assume that you have all made it safely back to transition, penalty-free. You're going to dismount. Where you mounted, there'll be a sign, there'll be volunteers there to tell you to get off your bike. You'll run or walk your bike back into transition. Put your bike back on the rack in your spot. Take off your helmet, put on your run shoes, if you have a hat, sunglasses. If you did not put your race bib on when you were on the bike and you didn't have to, put your race bib, your number on now. You have to wear it on the run. Run out is on the far west end of the transition area of the parking lot, headed into the park onto the bike path, over heading toward the pier. We've already talked about relays. You will hand off the chip at the bike rack. Whoa, went down. So Reg has already mentioned as you exit the transition area, there will be a tent with a whiteboard. And if you received a penalty on the bike, your number will be on the whiteboard. Take a look at that whiteboard. We did not have a lot of penalties called in last year. We did have one, and this was the first time we did a penalty tent. We did have one athlete who didn't look and didn't see that his or her number was on the board. But for the most part, the people who had penalties knew they had penalties because the referee held up a card while they were on the bike and they knew to come in and serve their penalties. You'll serve your penalty and then you will leave on the run. The value of a penalty tent and serving your penalty at this moment in the course is that when you finish the race, you know what your time was. We aren't going to add time penalties afterwards. We don't have to wait an hour for the refs to come back in and add time penalties and adjust the results. So the results will be real.
So we will not stand down.
Oh, that should not say stand down. That's a penalty tent. So thank you very much. Yes, that is poorly worded on my part. So Reg keeps saying DSQ. I referred to it as DQ, and he asked me if I wanted to go to the Dairy Queen for ice cream. Since I'm from the East, I knew what that meant. So DSQ on the board means you were disqualified. probably because of that no pass zone. As Reg has already mentioned, if you see a DSQ on the board next to your number, you can finish the race and protest the penalty later. So keep that in mind, and that will be up to you. Please go to our website for the Map My Run link. So we have maps of the run course, but on the Map My Run version of it, you can, you can zoom in so you can really see, you can see the street names. You can see, all of the various areas. Some of the aid stations, we are doing our best to staff them with volunteers. If you come upon an aid station and there's only one volunteer there, just be prepared to grab your own drink. Remember, we had to do this coming out of pandemic. We didn't want to touch each other or be near each other. So just be prepared to grab some water. This is new for this year. There will be one less aid station on the SB 45 course. And that is the aid station that was along Shoreline Park. So you'll have an aid station by the skateboard park at mile 1. You'll have an aid station around mile 2 by Ledbetter Beach. And then your next aid station is going to be on the other side of the footbridge. It's less than 2 miles to that next aid station, but we just don't have the volunteers. So we had to consolidate a little bit. But the most distance between 2 aid stations is 1.8 miles. So once you get to that 8, if you're doing long course and it's warm, once you get to the aid station at Ledbetter Beach, grab a couple cups and take it with you to get you over the footbridge to the other side to the next aid station. You will return to the parking lot the same way you left. You will enter the finish chute, which will be just next to where you left. It'll be very self-explanatory of where the finish chute is. You will run down the finish chute to the finish line. You will enjoy the moment. You will hear your name. Jim Lubinsky will be calling out finishers' names. You'll hear your name cross the finish line. There will be snacks. There will be finishers' medals. Enjoy it all. You've done all the work, and that will be your moment. At the end of the finish chute, we'll make a trade with you. We're going to trade you your timing chip for a lunch ticket. We think that's a fair trade. These tickets are for the athletes only, though. Please don't come back in and say that you didn't get a ticket so that you can hand them out to your friends. So we are happy to include lunch in for all of our athletes, but we're not in a position to buy lunch for all of Santa Barbara. So there are taco trucks at the east end of the promenade. You can trade in your lunch ticket for tacos and soda, and they will be serving to the general public as well. So your friends and family are welcome to purchase tacos. I want to talk about the awards quickly. I know this has gone over and I apologize for that. But again, we heard your feedback from 2024. And last year we had one award ceremony. It was about almost 1:30 by the time we got the awards ready, by the time the results were ready for us to do awards. And if you've done the SB10 and your event has been over since 8:45 in the morning, I know it's a long time to ask you to wait. So what we're going to do is for the SB10 and 25, we are going to have award ceremonies for the overall winners, for our overall podium. There are the times right there, approximately 9:40, approximately 10:15. So we will call the overall winners to the podium. We can get our podium photographs. You can have your moment on the podium with your award. We will then allow our age groupers, our age group awards in the SB10 and the SB25. We will announce the time. It will be dependent on results, but we will announce the time. You'll be able to pick up your award earlier than the award ceremony. If you want to leave the beach, you don't want to stay all day. We would love for you to stay all day and participate in the beach festival. But if you need to go, you can pick up your award We have a brand new podium this year. You are welcome to grab your award, grab a photo of yourself on the podium, and go if you have to. Our overall award ceremony will take place around 12:45. We will do the overall awards for our SB45 athletes, and then we will do the age group awards for all of our categories. So hopefully that will help alleviate some of the stress that was created by our athletes who finished a lot earlier, our short course athletes. Beach Festival, open to all. Triathletes, you are welcome to enter for free. Our schedule is up on the website. If you are just participating in the Beach Festival, registration includes t-shirt, silicone cap, and a lunch ticket as well. Our triathletes need to go and pick up a different color wristband to participate in the Beach Festival. Just go back to where you picked up your packet and they'll take care of that for you. And that is pretty much all that we have. Athletes, make sure that you bring your phones or someone with you has a phone, because there will be no posted events, no posted results, excuse me. There will be QR codes around the venue so that you can see the real-time results, but we're not going to print out results and post them. So make sure that you or someone with you has a phone. 1 mile swim course, Beach Festival schedule. All of this is on our website. Huge thank you to our sponsors. We can't do it without this. Our presenting sponsor, Tower 26, Montecito Bank and Trust, celebrating their 50th year. Montecito Bank and Trust has been a supporter of the event for 20 plus years. Hoka, right up the street from us here in Santa Barbara, great supporter of the event. And once again, they will be providing codes to our overall winners of our triathlon categories for a free pair of shoes. Hazard Cycle Sport, another big supporter. They'll be taking care of your technical needs out there. And this year's event is for the benefit of the Santa Barbara Foundation. You can make donations online. They will also be at the event, and we will be talking to them while our athletes are out on course, so the people, our spectators, can learn more about the foundation. We badly need volunteers. If you are coming into town and you are bringing friends and family and they want to volunteer for a couple hours, the link to our volunteer sign up is on our website as well. They can also email the race director at santabarbaratriathlon.com. If you want to volunteer this year, it'll be 50% off the Beach Festival events, or you can receive a 20% discount off of next year's triathlon. But we badly need help, and we would love to have you. And final notes, as I think Reg said a couple of times, have fun. What an amazing thing you get to do, a triathlon in one of the most beautiful places in the country, Santa Barbara. There is no better venue, and I'm not biased because I live here. There is no better venue. Please thank the volunteers. Please don't beat them up. Please say thank you. They are doing this out of the kindness of their hearts. And most of all, thank you to all of our athletes who come and support our event and have kept us going for what is now 44 years.
Okay, so real quick. Remember, Tom's the best, man. This is why the guy's leading the charge. Remember, all aqua bikers have to cross the finish line. You rack your bike. We're going to open up the gate from transition to the finish chute, and you have to cross the finish line. I'm going to say that 10,000 times race morning. There's still going to be some guy sitting there picking his nose at the bike rack thinking he's done. Your race doesn't finish until you cross the finish line as an aqua biker. You have to cross the official. Sorry, Red. I hit that on accident.
And to that end, Jim, Tom, last year, I know it can be challenging to find the opening in the finish chute from transition for our aqua bikers. So this year, Tom, we got you 2 6-foot tall red flags.
Yep.
That we'll have along the fence to signal where the opening in the fence for our aqua bike finishes.
Okay, Todd
Um,
wants to see the schedule of the beach festival events. So can you just go back to that slide? I also posted the schedule there, so he can take notes of that, of what time everything starts.
It
Rebecca
will
asks, where can friends and family stand to cheer us on?
all over the
And to
venue.
reiterate what Jim was saying, if I may, don't run across the finish line, aqua bikers, with your bike, please.
So rack the bike and then run.
Yes, thank you, thank you,
Point, Rich. Good point.
Yeah,
thank
there
you,
is.
thank you.
It's a very spectator-friendly venue. You can be anywhere out on the beach. You can be around the transition area. You can be up on Cabrillo Boulevard where our athletes are getting off and on their bikes. It will be really easy to get around and will make, I hate to say this, but it will make more sense when you see it.
And we've had a few questions about the wildfires up that way. Is that impacting anything? Is there any contingency plans that we need to know about?
No, the wildfires are there's a significant distance between us and the wildfires.
And
Excuse me,
wildflower.
I couldn't get that out.
No, there are no wildflowers.
They are
All right.
the fires are burning up in Los Padres National Forest. It's up closer
Mhm.
to San Luis Obispo. You are hearing Santa Barbara County on the news reports because Santa Barbara County and San Luis Obispo buttress each other. So no, we don't anticipate any direct issue. Depending on the way the wind blows, you may smell some smoke. But to be perfectly honest, I think there was only about 2 days since the fire started where I smelled the smoke, and I live down by East Beach. So I would not be concerned about the fires. They are far enough away. The last I checked this morning, I think that they were at about 28% containment. They are burning fire lines to stop the fire. So they're doing slow burns to create barriers so the fire will not continue. But the fires are also, the progression of the fires, the last I heard, was going more toward the north than coming down toward us. But I
Okay.
recognize, especially in light of what Southern California saw earlier this year, I recognize people just might be nervous because they're hearing Santa Barbara County on news reports. If anything happened, God help us if the fires came all the way down here, because it would be absolutely devastating. But if anything else transpired, for example, a new fire started, we would absolutely get communications out to our athletes as soon as we had any information to share.
Okay. Aquabike Awards. Too deep overall, not age group, right? For Aquabike.
Is that Tom again?
Yep.
Yep, who else?
Yeah, it's the same, Tom.
I forgot, what was it, just overall or by age group?
No, there are age group awards.
Too deep though, right? For the age group.
Are you sure
Yes.
about that?
No. Tom,
Okay.
email me.
Because I came in 5th overall, and I think I may have placed 2nd in my age group. I don't recall.
Okay, Tom, hey, Tom, can we take this offline?
Just
Okay,
go
perfect.
fast. That's all you have to do. Just go fast. All right, Elizabeth, is that it? I think that's all the questions we got. Really fun stuff, guys. A lot of good info here. So keep those questions coming on YouTube. Elizabeth, anything else?
I can't wait to see you all next weekend. Get here safely. Let's have a great event. The community loves this event. Santa Barbara loves this event. And after months of planning and work, and it just all comes together next weekend, and it's pretty exciting to watch you all do what you do on event day. So we will see you then.
Well, thanks for all you do, Elizabeth. Reg, thanks for joining in. I always give the zebra a hug when you.
Aloha.
And guys, look forward to calling you across the line in a few short days. So always fun stuff. We will see you guys on Saturday, 23rd, right? Yeah.
Thanks,
All right,
everybody.
guys.
Thanks,
Later.
Jim.
Thanks for joining. Bye.
Aloha. Thank you, everyone. Cheers.